All right, good evening. Can everyone hear me? Just want to make sure. Good evening, Ben. How are you? Adam? Adam can hear me? All right, excellent. Ben, perfect, perfect, perfect. So, welcome. New year, new Breakers Club, and my goodness, I'm riding on a high right now. I'm not going to lie. I managed to sell. Well, I have the Reds, so there are 29 other teams, and we managed to sell all 29. So, a huge congrats, I think, is in order for everybody. I appreciate people that spread the word. I appreciate people that grab second teams. Heck, I appreciate people that grabbed a first team. So yeah, that was awesome. I never expected that I would be able to completely sell out a Breakers Club at this point, at least. Hopefully in the future, I thought, but this was amazing. So I'm riding high right now. Ben Morris is cold. Yeah, it's where I am. It was cold today, um, but it was not super cold. We're supposed to have, I think, a low of like 2 degrees on Friday. That's too cold. But I'm more of a summer guy anyway, so yeah, that's where I'm at. So yeah, I am super excited. I am incredibly grateful and happy with the progress that the um, Discord page has sort of done. I started that back in December, and we're already up over 50 people, which I think is awesome. There's been some fun discussion in there already. People buying and selling stuff, which is nice to see. And generally speaking, just people being nice to each other. So it's a really fun spot to be. Um, Hi, Brian. Uh, so yeah, it's been great, and I want to thank everyone for that. But now let's get to it. So we've got a breakers club to get to. So as I always do on the first video for any group break, and in the case of breakers club, for those that are new to this, basically what's going to happen is I have a whole bunch of boxes. People have bought in for specific teams, and they paid one price, and then that price gets all the cards across all the boxes that I opened throughout the breakers club. And I've kind of kept a running tally of all the boxes included. And I'm going to go through those just to make sure we're all clear with what's happening, because we do have some new people this time. So I want to make sure everyone understands. And then basically what I do is I sort all the cards, I add them in a stack, and then those cards I hold on to until you request shipping. And then once you want your card shipped, which could be after Breakers Club 1 for some people, other people might only want their card shipped once or twice a year. Um, and then I ship them at actual cost. So in that way, no one pays for shipping up front. And so, if you get a team that doesn't end up with as many cards, well, then your shipping wouldn't be as much and whatever. So, and then you don't have to pay shipping if you're someone that likes to join in multiple breaks in succession. And I do hope to do breaks of some modern stuff as well, some new stuff. I mean, 2023 sets. So, uh, hey, Andrew. Um, so I wanted to just throw that out there. I am planning to try to get a hold of some boxes of 2023 tops, things like that as sets are released. So that's how that part works. And what we're going to do is we're going to spread out the boxes across 5 nights. My hope is to do them every Tuesday night at 8:30. I do have a toddler. Well, he's 4.5, so I don't know if that still counts as a toddler. But I'll do my best to get at 8:30 start. I will post on the Discord page, and I'll still post on the Facebook page as well. Although um, I am trying to move most of my group break stuff to a single location, which would be the Discord. It's just easier for me to keep track of things, if nothing else. But yeah, I'll try to do both for now, and that's how that's going to work. So, without further ado, let me just the first time run through the list real quick. So, the Diamondbacks are going to um, Larry, uh, Triple L Supreme. I had to. It's a little challenging matching some of the Discord names with your actual name. So, I think I have most of it correct. Uh, Jason Williams has the Braves and then the Nationals/Expos. John Donovan has the Orioles and Rockies. Shane Salmonson has the Red Sox, Ben Martin the Cubs, Ted Schwichner has the White Sox and Royals. I have the Reds. The Indians/Guardians are going to Marcus Scott. Ben Morris has the Tigers and Rangers. Mark Brubaker, the Astros. Michael Pietras, the Angels. Evan Mauser, the Dodgers. Adam Kenninger grabbed the Marlins. Ben Soman, the Brewers. Michael Price has his Twins. Matt Stevens has the Yankees and Padres. Roger Irwin picked up the Athletics, Pirates, and Mets. Andy Engelhart grabbed the Phillies. Nick Vosspring has the Giants. Andy Schaefer has the Mariners. And also a contest prize. So we're going to open that for Andy tonight because Andy is here and requested that I do that tonight. So we will get to that in a moment, Andy. And then where did I leave off? Carrie has the Cardinals, and then Bain Collectors has the Rays, and Shaw Racing Collects has the Blue Jays. So those are the teams. Now let's show off once all the boxes are going to be in this break because this is just amazing, I think. So in no particular order, we've got 1994 Stadium Club Series 2. We've got, just hit my thing, 2022 Topps Archives, a box that I'm particularly excited about, 97 Flair Showcase. We have 2022 Heritage Hobby and 2022 Heritage High Number. Let's see if I can't zoom out a little bit. 91 Upper Deck. This box is, it's just full of cards. It's super heavy. It claims to have both high and low numbered series. So I'm not really sure what this is, but I guess we'll find out together. 99 Pacific. 2021 Topps Allen Ginter Chrome. 94 Select Series 2. And then we also have, we're not done yet, 2022 Optic. 2021 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. This was by request. We've got 94 Donruss. And then we have some smaller ones. We've got Panini Prism. This is 2022 Quick Pitch. Throw that there. And we have a Absolute Baseball Blaster. And we've got 1996 Topps Stadium Club. This is one of those cereal box. I think that's what they officially call them. My hope is it's not just a brick of cards. I'm a little bit worried about the Stadium Club, but I had a bunch of requests for Stadium Club. So if I have to physically move my camera. So that's the haul, which is pretty awesome. However, hold on. I had a bunch of people claim those last couple of teams today. So we're going to add in some more boxes. We got a retail hanger box, 2021 Heritage. So a different year of Heritage. 2021 Topps Gallery Blaster. 2022 Select Blaster. Oh, I'm still not done. 2021 Optic Mega Box. And as the final new edition, Bowman Inception 2021. This was a higher end release. I don't think I've ever opened one of these. But I thought that'd be a fun final box. So I can't even fit them all in. They're blocked. We end up with 20 different boxes, most of them hobby, although there are a fair number of blasters in here as well and other retail things. So like I said, I'm super excited. So what I did is I actually divided up the boxes across 5 nights, and that's what we're going to do. So for tonight, and basically what I tried to do is figure out, like, I try to get boxes that have lots of cards in them, for example. So like we're going to do this one tonight. So let's start with this. The 94 Donruss. This is it's a nice set, and it's just chock full of cards. So I try to get some boxes that just have like quantity, and then I have other boxes that, might be more hit focused, or, like the Select Blaster. There's not a lot of cards in here, but they're kind of, potentially fancy, that type of thing. So that's one of the boxes that we're going to do. I'm just got to move these things out of the way now. We're going to do this Stadium Club tonight, and we're going to do our hobby box of Optic tonight, and we're going to do the Absolute Blaster. So I kind of spaced out the various hobby boxes, the blasters, and other things, and then we'll do the rest over the next 4 weeks after this. So let me get the rest out of the way. I actually had to move a table over here. There are so many boxes. My storage space for boxes. I don't know if I've ever had this many unopened boxes in my possession at one time prior to this. I just had to keep finding boxes. So this one I'm super excited. We're going to save this for the last night, mostly because this is the one I'm most excited. I love the warning on this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see if I move the camera, but it says, do not buy this product unless you are a serious collector looking for a challenge. I just think that's hilarious. Turns out they must be right, because those boxes are very expensive and difficult to acquire. So yeah, that's the Breakers Club. So we're going to jump right in. Andy won this as the January contest prize. So Andy, I'm going to start with this so that I don't get things mixed up. If that's good with you, since you are in the room, and then we'll get going with the rest of it. And let me find what I did with my scissors. I did tell Andy that if we pull a Barry Larkin out of this parallel in particular that we don't have, that I'm going to have to try to get that from him. But otherwise, everything is going to Andy in this one. So this is Andy's prize box. We'll start with this, and then we'll do the Breakers Club. But Andy had me do this on video. So there's that. And let me just aim this thing. Sorry, I messed up my camera trying to show you all the boxes. All right. So the hanger box just comes with a big brick of cards. And it's just, it's Donruss. I like Donruss okay. I mean, it's, they don't have the license to have the team logos, and that's a bummer, but kind of used to it at this point. It doesn't bother me as much as it used to, if I'm being honest. So Colton Wong starts us off. Enrique Hernandez, Salvi Perez. There's a red Jonathan India. Bregman. I'm not going to read the teams off because these are all going to Andy. It's his prize for winning. I think Andy correctly predicted all of the games, if I am remembering right. Julio Urias. That was a nice Votto. X-Red, D. Scalfini, Giancarlo Stanton, Marcus Semien, Max Fried, Tim Anderson, J.P. Crawford, J.T. Realmuto, got a Josh Hader, Aaron Nola, Willie Stargell, Matt Olson, Lou Brock, Trevor Rogers, Adam Wainwright, another Cardinal, Stan Musial, Lance Lynn, Tyler Stevenson, Mike Piazza, Merrill Kelly, Tyler Glasnow, Trey Mancini, Jackson Kowar, Diamond King Adolis Garcia, Juan Yepes for St. Louis, Diamond King Tatis Jr., Ryan Velati for the Rockies, Dylan Carlson, Juan Yepes, another Tatis, Ryan Velati, Dylan Carlson, Connor Siebold, Wilson Contreras, Eli Morgan. Oh, we've got a Stars parallel, Manny Machado, kind of like on vintage cardstock. A pretty nice card. And then Joe Morgan, Omar Narvaez, Randy Arozarena, Gleyber Torres, Reed Detmers, Diamond King Mitch Haniger. We have a trending Trey Mancini, and a very shiny Jairo Pomeranz. Rookie or rated prospect, I should say. So there you go, Andy. Not bad. Bunch of free cards to start your stack off. I will just put those back in here for the time being. Okay. So for tonight, let's start with the big box. We'll start with the one that will give most teams a bunch of cards, hopefully. 1994 Donruss. Of course, the more modern teams that weren't around in 94 won't be in here. Part of why I also tried to spread out the years throughout the day so that, like the Diamondbacks or whatever weren't around in 1994. Also why those teams were a fair bit cheaper to purchase. So I do try to balance things as best I can. We start off with probably the most exciting card in here, if I had to guess, which is the 90s Dominator. This is an oversized, and it's the Crime Dog, Fred McGriff, numbered 9,146 out of 10,000, which back in 94 was super rare. So that's going to the Braves. So Jason Williams right off the bat. So let's get the packs out here. Larry, good to see you. Larry says, am I the only one that tries to hold the edges while opening cards? Yes, I do try to hold the edges, Larry. I am, I do what I can. I'll put it that way. These old cards are going to be oftentimes stuck together. So they take a little bit of finesse, but also, like I said, do what I can. If I were to do super high-end stuff, I think I'd be, wear the gloves and that whole thing, but you're not going to find much of that in my breaks as far as super high-end stuff. That's not really what I dabble in, but I will do my best. All right, so we start off with a Rocky. Like I said, these are kind of bricked a bit. Hopefully not too bad. Mike Morgan for the Cubs. They definitely are sticking, which older cards often do, but they seem to be separating. Well, there's a little bit of chipping there. Jay Bell for the Pirates. We've got, there's a nice Ozzie Smith. Mike Fielder, Donruss. Well, I promise not to manhandle them. Not much I can do about these other than trying to separate them a bit. So, but yeah, I hear you. Charlie Hayes for the Rockies. We've got Greg Gore for the Tigers. I do not remember that name. We've got a 90s Dominators, Mark McGuire, going to the Athletics. And you can see there's definitely like they are sticking a bit, as older cards do, kind of the risk you take. I know that Colby's opened some that I don't know what Colby, some of you are in Colby's group break as well. He opened something the other day where the cards were actually like basically glued together. He tried to peel them apart and the paper came off. So we're not as bad as that, at least. I forget what set that was. Willie Banks, Twins. Johnny Ruffin, rated rookie for the Reds. He never amounted to anything. Turk Wendell for the Cubs. Oh, we've got Steve Avery, some sort of parallel, I assume. And stuck on the back of Avery is Damian Easley. So some of these I will, if it's too bad, I'll try to separate a little more carefully on my own, but there we got that one apart. So that's one pack. Yeah, sometimes if you just bend it a little bit, like the packs like that, that can help. I wasn't sure, so I didn't do that on the first pack if they'd be super stuck. Yes, the McGuire's going to the A slot on that one. I didn't say that. But yes, Roger, that is yours. Ooh. I don't know what we have here, but we have kind of all sticking. They're going every which way. We have a George Brett 84. I didn't know that they did this special commemorative anniversary edition. 3 of 10 in that insert set. That caught me off guard. So for the Royals, that's pretty sweet. Have a George Brett going to Kansas City. That's going to Ted. That's very nice. Carlos Baega, Indians. Tony Pena, Red Sox. Terry Steinbach. Yeah, these are still sticking. Athletics. Sandy Alomar Jr., Indians. Now Guardians. I've never seen that insert set either. On the back of him is Tim Scott for the Expos. I'm going to have to separate some of these later. I don't, it's going to take forever if I try in real time here because I want to be careful. Ken Caminiti, Astros. Rich Amaral for the Mariners. Brett Saberhagen, Mets. Whoa. Jeff Rebele, Twins. Phil Clark, Padres. We've got a Jack McDowell for the White Sox. I'm not sure what the name of this, I guess it's just special edition is what that parallel is called, apparently. That's what the stamp says. And we've got Kirk Gibson for the Tigers. So let me just set aside our parallel. Keep our base cards in a stack here. All right. Even some of the packs were sticking together a little bit. So we'll try to see if that helps loosen things up a bit. It's always fun to open these old packs because you just, still get surprised by stuff. So we've got, for the White Sox here, I guess checklist, the backside. Yeah, it doesn't actually have a team name on it, but I mean, clearly that's going in the White Sox pile. Kevin Reimer, Brewers. Dave Hollins, Phillies. Todd Pratt, Phillies. There's a nice Diamond King, Albert Bell. Actually, I don't really love that design, but it's kind of cool, I guess. Tom Pagnozzi, Cardinals. Tim Tuffle, Padres. Devin White, Blue Jays. Mark Eichhorn for the Blue Jays as well. Bip Roberts, those that blogged for a long time. Bip was kind of famous in the blogs for a while there. Rondell White for the Expos. We've got a Greg Jeffries special edition for the Cardinals. And Salomon Torres for the Giants. That's another name I don't remember. Okay, Adam says the gold ones are a partial parallel. So not every card in the set has a parallel. Scott Radinsky for the White Sox. And on the back of Scott is Kurt Manwaring, Giants. Jeff Russell, Red Sox. Darryl Kyle, Astros. Brian Williams, Astros. Brian McRae, Royals. For the Angels, Billy Hathaway. Actually, it looks like it says Hilly Hathaway, but I'm assuming his name is Billy. And stuck on the back of him, I can't get it separated easily, is Ryan Thompson for the Mets. So again, some of these that are stuck, I'll separate later. Freddie Benavidez, Rockies. Dan Gladden, Tigers. On the back of him, we've got our Chuck Knobloch for the Twins. That's the special edition. And if I can get it carefully, Kevin Tapani, also for the Twins. And on the back of Mr. Dan Gladden is Carlos Hernandez for the Dodgers. So the downside to getting boxes that have lots of cards in them is there's a lot of names to read, but I think it's worth it. Orestes Destrati, I probably butchered that, for the Fish, for the Marlins. And on the back of him, glued on apparently, is Chad Curtis. David Cohn, Royals, another Royal. Chris Haney. Teams seem to come back to back a lot. Ben McDonald, Orioles. Bob Tewksbury for the Cardinals. And on the back of him is Alan Trammell. stuck, but I'll try to separate later. Frank Bullock, Expos. Jeff Treadway, Indians. Chili Davis. Nice Chili Davis card for the Angels. On the back of him, John Franco for the Mets. We got a Dwight Gooden special edition. That's pretty nice. And John Smiley for the Reds. Yeah, I don't know whether a humidity would be like a humidify would help or hurt, honestly. Don't know. I don't really know. Greg Olson, Orioles. Mike Lavari, White Sox. Rafael Palmeiro, Rangers. Cal Ripken Jr. There's a nice Ripken for the Orioles. One of the last teams claimed. But we got a Ripken in the first box. Pedro Estacio, Dodgers. Ken Hill, Expos. Tom Henke, Rangers. Bob Welch, A's. Mark Lemke, Braves. Milt Thompson, Phillies. Brad Pennington, Orioles. We have a Roberto Alomar special edition. And our last in this one is Mike McFarland for the Royals. One thing I'm guessing is that we're going to get a fair number of duplicates in this box. So hopefully some of the cards, if they come out particularly chipped, so to speak, maybe we'll get a second copy that's in better shape. But it's the risk of these old glossy cards. Stadium Club often has that problem too. So, and this is Donruss is sort of an answer to Stadium Club. I think this year they went with a no border design and some pretty decent photography from what I've seen so far. So we have Kevin Stocker for the Phillies, Eduardo Perez for the Angels, and stuck on the back of him is Ricky Henderson for the Blue Jays. Then we got Bernie Williams for the Yanks, Dave McCarty for Minnesota. On the back of him is Joe Orsulik for the Mets. For the Braves, Damon Berryhill. And then these two cards are both upside down. Terry Mulholland, Phillies. Andy Ashby, Padres. Mario Diaz for the Rangers. For the Cardinals, Bernard Gilkey. Jeez, some of them are really stuck. Wayne Kirby's on the back of him for the Indians. We've got a Barry Larkin special edition. And my first Larkin card of the break, Sid Bream for the Braves. I'm pretty sure I have that one, but maybe I don't. I don't know. I feel like I have that one. Once you get over like 1,000 different Barry Larkin cards, my memory is no longer what it used to be. The last year have multiple times, unfortunately, bought a card off of eBay, a Larkin card, thinking I was getting a good deal, only to realize that I actually already owned a copy of it. So I don't know what that says about me, but there you go. All right. Let's keep going. Tim Mauser. The other thing, I don't know if the light picks it up, but the top card on all of these seemingly has a crease roll through it. Like you could maybe just pick it out in the middle of the Padres there. It's a little bit more obvious to me, like holding the cards. So I don't know. Just I think it's coming from the pack wrapper, maybe like from the I don't know. Willie McGee, Giants. Steve Carsey, Raid rookie for the A's. Dave Fleming, Mariners. Okay. Alan Watson, Cardinals, stuck on the back. Tony Fernandez. These are going to take me a long time to sort. I can see that already. Tim Pugh for the Reds, and on the back of him is a checklist. Who's on the checklist, I wonder? For the A's. Who am I looking at here? Help me out. I don't know who that is. Who's 24 for the A's? Let's go to the A's pile. Darryl Strawberry, Dodgers. Mark Wohlers, Braves. Is that Ricky? No, that's not Ricky. That's Ricky Henderson? Really? Huh? Jeremy Hernandez. Our special edition is Ron Gant for the Braves. And our last card in this pack is Mark Dewey. All right, we're moving along okay. The good news is, like I said, I'm spreading out the big boxes with lots of cards with some of the smaller ones. So we'll, and I also, we're going to do this one next. I figured we'd get the ones I was most worried about being bricked first. So Gary Sheffield, Marlins, Dave Nilsson, Brewers, Robin Ventura. That's kind of a neat shot, I guess, for the White Sox. Marquise Grissom, Expos. Royce Clayton, Giants. Robbie Thompson, Giants. All right, so it was Ricky. I didn't think it was. Joe Girardi, Rockies. Darren Fletcher. I mean, it would make sense. I'll grant you that. Expos. Glenn Allen Hill, Cubs. Donald Harris for the Rangers. I don't remember him. Brian Terang, Mariners. Another one I don't recall. Robin Ventura, we know him. There he is again, this time special edition. And Frank Viola for the Red Sox. Ricky was 25. Ricky Jr. was 24. This is why when I do baseball trivia, I like to be the one asking the questions and not answering. You guys know way more than me when it comes to the trivia side of things, I think. Al Leiter, Blue Jays. John Burkett, Giants. Larry Lubbers, Reds. Shane Mack, Twins. Ricky Gutierrez, Padres. Oh, they're red. There's Barry Larkin's base card. So second Larkin now. Mike Butcher, Angels. Ben McDonald, Orioles. Richie Lewis, Marlins. Ed Sprague, Blue Jays. Brad Ausmus, Giant. There's a Ricky, except as a Blue Jay. Was Ricky even an Athletic at that point in time? I don't know. I'm confused. And George Brett, career salute, 21 years. Yeah, we got the second Ricky Blue Jay card. So now we're not sure who's on that checklist again. I guess, I mean, Ricky makes sense. I don't know who else from the A's in 94 would be on there. There's a Robin Yount from that same 84, what do they call it? Special commemorative anniversary edition. Robin Yount going to the Brewers. That's a pretty cool card. I do like that. That's going to Ben Soman. There you go, Ben. Otis Nixon for the Braves. And we've got Chuck Knobloch, Twins. Blas Minor, Pirates. Sean Bosky, Cubs. On the back of him is Henry Rodriguez for the Dodgers. Harold Reynolds, Orioles. Pedro Stasio, Dodgers. Ellis Burks, White Sox. Aaron Seeley, Red Sox. Mitch Williams, Phillies. Our special edition is Greg Olson of the Orioles. And we have a Tim Wallach for the Dodgers. So it's kind of weird. Some packs, like all the cards seem stuck, and other packs, only a couple. So I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea for sure who was on the checklist. The good news is it was clearly an Athletic card, so it's going in the A's pile. And that's as much as I have to be able to determine while I'm sorting. Mike Maddox, Mets. Randy Milligan, Indians. Gino Petralli, Rangers. Mark Langston, Angels. We've got a Barry Bonds, Diamond King. Kind of that looks like a early 90s card if I ever saw one. Derek May, Cubs. For the Cardinals, Renee Aroka? I don't know. Don't know him. Rated rookie Dave McCarty. For the Reds, we've got Bobby Ayala. Eddie Guardado. Twins, Steady Eddie. Jeff Fasaro, Expos. Kevin Apier, special edition for the Royals. And Roberto Hernandez, White Sox. So even TCDB doesn't list a name on the checklist. I think the policy on TCDB is that they don't put a name on something if the name isn't actually on the card for in a set like this where most of the cards have the player's name. I'm not sure if that's because then you start getting people that want like, well, there's, John Kruk and the catcher's there. And they're like, well, put, I don't know, whoever the catcher is, him on there too or something. So anyways, John Kruk, Phillies. Tim Leary, Mariners. Now this pack feels more bricked all the way through. Bill Gullickson, Tigers. Brian Hickerson, Giants. Oral Hershiser, Dodgers. Mo Vaughn for the Red Sox. Phil Hyatt, Royals. Andy Ashby, Padres. We have Bill Swift for the Giants. Mike Bordick for the A's. Alex Arias, Marlins. Wade Boggs is a Yankee in 94. And for the Red Sox, John Dobson. So the Boggs was the special edition there. Beckett has 290 Henderson on the checklist as an A. Okay. So Beckett says it's Ricky Henderson. That's good enough for me. They should know more than I do. Ben Rivera, Phillies. You can maybe pick out that crease again. It's like weird. It's got like a line. It's angled. I don't know. It's on a lot of the first cards in the pack, though. Ryan Sandberg, Cubs. The back of Mr. Sandberg is somebody. Kerry Taylor, another name I don't remember. Padres. Tim Raines, White Sox. Bill Spires, Brewers. Charlie Huff, Marlins. Paul Osemacher, Yankees. Royce Clayton, Giants. Steve Cook, Pirates. Cal Eldred, Brewers. And I can't get that one separated easily. Who is this? John Cummings for the Mariners. Our special edition is Carlos Baerga for the Indians. And maybe, there we go. Our last card of this pack is Doug Henry for the Brewers. Yeah, I really should try to do like the updating stuff on TCDB. I certainly use this site enough, but I don't tend to. I don't know. I just don't think about adding scans or information or whatever. But I really should. It's a great site. Scott Liddy, I don't know, for the A's. Mike Stanley, Yankees. David Justice, Braves, excuse me. Kenny Lofton, Indians. Mike Devereaux, Orioles. It's always a danger doing this after work. I get tired. Paul O'Neill, Yankees. Mike Greenwell, Red Sox. Alan Watson, Cardinals. Pat Lishtash, Brewers. Danny Jackson, Phillies. Tim Bogar, Mets. We have David Justice again, this time special edition for the Braves. And on the back of him is Gary Wayne for the Rockies. So we're getting a bunch of parallels, one per pack. Got a couple of inserts. We got the 90s Dominator, serially numbered out of, 10,000? Can't get this pack open. There we go. Let's try the other side. There's a nice Ken Griffey Jr. for the Mariners. Unfortunately, it's the first card, so it does have that crease going through it a bit. You don't see it except if the light hits it just right. Kirk Reuter, Expos. And really stuck on the back of him is Greg Myers, Angels. Henry Cotto, Marlins. Derek Lilliquist, Indians. Bo Jackson, Bo knows, for the White Sox. Ken Ryan, Red Sox. 90s Dominator Joe Carter for the Blue Jays. Jose Vizcaíno, there's a Larkin cameo for the Cubs. Bobby Witt, Athletics. Father of Bobby Witt Jr., I do believe. Jeff Brantley, Giants. You can see that one really stuck on Mr. Brantley up there. We have Moises Alou for the Expos as our parallel in this pack, and Wes Chamberlain for the Phillies. Ben Morris's TCD does have it linked. Doesn't know why it's slow to load tonight. Boy, I tried to get on TCDB last night. I had some trade proposals to go through, and I couldn't get to load for the life of me. Chris Gwynn, and this card is another one that's going to take some doing, I think, to get off. There's 3 of them here, though, so I'd like to at least know who one of them is. There we go. Eric Papas, Cardinals, and stuck to him right now is Kevin Brown for the Rangers. We've got Wade Boggs, Yankees. Rich Amaral, Mariners. Kevin Apier, Royals. Hubie Brooks, Royals. Luis Aquino, Marlins. Spike Owens, Yankees. The Expos became the Nationals. Scott Fletcher, Red Sox. Yeah, so in this, if you buy the National slot, you get the Expos cards because they're in the same like franchise. Raul Mondesi, Dodgers. Mo Vaughn, Red Sox. And Brent Gate, Athletics. And that actually goes, that's a good question, or it leads me to a thought. From my group breaks. I do that for anything. So if we pull I don't know, a Washington Senators, which is a bad example, but if we pull a Washington Senator, like a retro play or something, I have to go back and figure out, because the Washington Senator team name actually is part of 2 separate franchises. So then I have to go and figure out which franchise it belongs to. And then that card would go to whatever franchise that particular year of the Senators went on to become. So that's how I do that. Carlos Quintana, Expo or Red Sox. Geez, I can't even read team names anymore. Robin Yount, Brewers. Roger says he likes going through these older cards. Forget some of the veterans played for these teams. Yeah, I forget. I mean, there's a bunch of players I don't even remember at all that we've read tonight. Carl Everett, Marlins. Luis Polonia, Angels. Devin White, Blue Jays. Scott Sanderson, Giants. Pat Borders, Blue Jays. Steve Sachs, White Sox. The only thing I don't like is how difficult some of these have been to separate. Sometimes just a little bit of flex will. Okay, we got this one at least. Mark Langston's our parallel for the Angels. Larry Cassian for the Twins. Steve Sachs is really glued on the back of somebody here. Arthur Rhodes for the Orioles. Jason Beret, White Sox, and on the back of him, Tim Hullett, Orioles. All right, so we're through half of the box. Maybe more. I can't remember if I've only grabbed packs off of the right side here or not. Greg Olson, Kurt Marienwearing, Giants, Jeff Russell, Red Sox. I'm expecting we'll start to hit doubles, but we haven't really yet. Daryl Kyle, Astros, Andy Ashby, Padres. I've called some of the same names, but for the most part, they've been the parallels, I think. Tim Scott, Expos. Billy Hathaway. Now we're getting some duplicates for the Angels. Terry Mulholland, Phillies. Freddie Benavides, Rockies. Dan Gladden, Tigers. Carlos Hernandez, Dodgers. We've got a Robbie Thompson, parallel for the Giants, and Kevin Tapani for the Twins. I will say that top pack was much less stuck together, so I wonder if it's part of it's just the weight of these cards. By the time you get to the bottom of the stack, they're much more stuck together. Ben Morris says he was on a football break and there was a fight over several retro cards, like Warren Moon should go to Tennessee since only moved there, but the guy of the Texans was trying to claim him. Yeah, I think the easiest and best way is, at least for baseball, is to just go with sort of the track it back through the franchise history. And that's what I try to do. So Eduardo Perez, Angels, another Angel, Chad Curtis. David Cohn, Royals, another Royal, Chris Haney. Cardinals, Alan Watson, another Cardinal, Tom Pagnozzi. Tigers, Alan Trammell. There's our checklist again. So we're saying Ricky Henderson for that, huh? I guess I can see it. It's just not a clear picture, but Jeff Treadway, Indians, Chili Davis, Angels, Mets get John Franco. On the back of him, John Smiley, and our parallel is Marquise Grissom for the Expos / Nationals. Speaking of teams that have changed for the modern incarnation, 100% Ricky. Yeah, it's Ricky. I'm buying it. It just, I didn't see it at first, but I will say maybe not the best photo they could have chosen. Tim Mauser for the Padres. Mike Lavari, White Sox. Rafael Palmeiro, Rangers. Cal Ripken Jr. showing up again for the Orioles. We've got a Diamond King, Ivan Rodriguez. There's our Pudge sighting. If Pudge is in the set, I'm probably going to pull him. Yeah, you guys see Ricky for sure. I mean, I believe you. I'm on board with it being Ricky. Brian McRae, Royals. And Tom Henke, Rangers. Darren Fletcher, Expos. Mark Lemke, Braves. Milt Thompson, Phillies. We've got Brad Pennington, Orioles. Rafael Palmeiro, Rangers. In the retro uniform there. And Mike McFarlane for the Royals. Ben, were you afraid I lost my touch at pulling Pudge? We'd gone through half a box and I didn't get him. No worries. I feel like I must have doubled your Pudge collection from group breaks. Aren't very many boxes he's been in that I haven't pulled him. At least that's how it feels. Gary Sheffield for the Fish. There's Ricky as a Blue Jay. See, just confusing. Why did you feature him as an A and a Blue Jay? Did he get traded midseason? No, he was traded in 93. Oakland and Toronto in 93. So, I don't know. Kevin Stocker, Phillies. Bernie Williams, Yankees. Royce Clayton, Giants. Pudge bases in Series 2. Kevin Seitzer, Brewers. Damon Berryhill, Braves. There's another Diamond 90s Dominator, Matt Williams. For the Giants. Mario Diaz, Rangers. Bernard Gilkey, Cardinals. Wayne Kirby, Indians. Robin Yount, Brewers. Parallel. And Sid Bream for the Braves. All right. Chad Kruger, Tigers. Willie McGee, Giants. Steve Carsey, Athletics. Dave Fleming, Mariners. And on the back of him, Luis Aquino, Marlins. Joe Orsulek, Braves. Tim Pugh, Reds. Stuck to the back of him is Kevin Baez for the Mets. Daryl Strawberry Dodgers. Mark Wohlers for the Braves. Oh, I see our nice, very nice parallel. Ken Griffey Jr. Special edition. That's a good one. Mark Dewey for the Pirates. And stuck on the back of Mr. Wohlers is Jeremy Hernandez for the Indians. More cards for me to separate. They seem to get worse as I go down the pile here. So maybe the weight is a factor. And maybe that is a good sign for the Stadium Club because they're in those little cereal boxes. So even if they were stacked, well, it's pretty full. Maybe they still had the weight on it. I don't know. Bob Patterson, Rangers. I guess we'll find out shortly. Dave Nilsson, Brewers. Robin Ventura, White Sox. Marquise Grissom, Expos. I'll try to go a little faster. Steve Sachs, White Sox. Tony Fernandez, Blue Jays. Joe Girardi, Rockies. Tony Tarasco, Braves. Easier said than done with every card stuck together and upside down. Glenn Allen Hill, Cubs. Donald Harris for the Rangers. Don't remember Donald. Brian Turang for the Mariners. We have a Brian McRae Royal parallel. And Frank Viola, Red Sox. A lot of Mets are stuck on the back, Roger says. I don't know if coincidence or who knows. Mike Piazza starts us off for the Dodgers. Dennis Eckersley. Yeah, they definitely are worse as I get down in the stack because this pack's much more stuck together. Dennis Eckersley for the A's. The good news is this is just to give us lots of cards, and it's doing that. So there was a Met kind of stuck. Charlie O'Brien. Eddie Taubensee, Astro. Jeff Conine for the Fish. Robbie Thompson, Giants. Pedro Munoz, Twins. Mike Fielder, Mariners. Guillermo Velasquez for the Padres. Mark Hutton, Yankees. Todd Hundley, Mets. Darryl Kyle, Astro parallel. And Ryan Sandberg for the Cubs. That's who that is. That one I could figure out. Should ask you guys, see if you knew. No, you probably knew. If I could figure it out, my guess is you all knew. All right. Hal Morris. I like pictures, photos like that. I mean, I don't want a whole set like that, but I do like it's the umpire, get a guy on base. It's good stuff. Kevin Roberson for the Cubs, rated rookie. I will say that I prefer the old Donruss rated rookie logo and not this one, but that's just me being an old man yelling at the clouds. Pat Henkin, Blue Jays. Mark McLemore, Orioles. Bud Black, Giants. Eric Plunk, Indians. Randy Tomlin, Pirates. Sandy Alomar Jr., Indians. Steve Frey, Angels. Don't remember him. Jose Lynn for the Royals. I remember him as a Pirate. Jim Gott, Dodgers. Speaking of the Pirates, Jay Bell is our parallel for this pack. And stuck on the back is another Pirate. Andy Tomberlin, who I have no recollection of whatsoever. I'm not sure I ever even had a card of Mr. Andy Tomberlin, and 94 was kind of a, I guess, yeah, I was collecting quite a bit in 94, although I didn't collect Donruss. So these are mostly new cards to me, at least. There's a nice Tony Gwynn for the Padres to start us off. Roger McDowell, Dodgers. Roberto Mieja, Rockies. I always forget that the Rockies and Marlins were actually around in 94 because they started in 93. Ron Gant, Braves. JT Snow, Angels. Greg McMichael, Braves. Chip Hale, Twins. Brian Williams, Astros. We've got Gerald Clark, Rockies. Speaking of, Mark Whitten, Cardinals. Our parallel is Jimmy Key for the Yankees. And our last card is Pete Harnish for the Astros. We got a nice crowd in here, and I'm glad you guys could all hang out. Is 8:30 on Tuesdays a good time? I mean, it seems to be okay tonight. Ooh. Excuse me for a moment while I show off this beautiful Nolan Ryan card. Career salute for Nolan Ryan. That's awesome. That's a great like send-off card. That's cool. I hadn't seen that one before, but I like it. There's the back. You're not gonna be able to pick it up even if the camera would focus on that. It's just so small. He played from 66 to 93. So full career stats. That might be my favorite card that we've pulled so far, personally. Going to the Rangers. Geronimo Pena for the Cardinals. Jimmy Key, Yankees. Trevor Hoffman, Padres. We're still pulling a lot of new players. I was expecting way more duplicates than we've actually gotten. Ryan Thompson, Mets. Graham Lloyd, Brewers. I'm not complaining, though. Bobby Thigpen, Phillies. I think of him as a White Sox. Stuck to Jeff Conine for the Fish. Xavier Hernandez, Astros. Bruce Ruffin, Rockies. Frank Castillo, Cubs. We have a Tony Gwynn parallel for the Padres. Very nice. And upside down is Omar Vizquel for the Mariners. All right, we're almost done with this box. Yeah, that Nolan Ryan was nice. I've never seen that card before. I have a mini Nolan Ryan PC, actually. It's not one that I buy cards for, but when I get a Nolan Ryan card, I tend to stick it in there. So he's one of the guys that makes the short list of non-reds that I do collect at least somewhat. Eric Hansen, Mariners. Mike Lansing, Expos. Joe Oliver, Reds. Ruben Sierra, A's. Frank Bolick, Expos. Mickey Tettleton, Tigers. Rick Honeycutt, A's. Bud Black, Giants. Stan Belinda, Royals. Billy Brewer, also Royals. Although with the name Billy Brewer, it should be a Brewer, shouldn't it? Mike Harkey, Cubs. I'm sure he heard that a lot. Dave Hollins, Phillies, is our parallel. And Danny Cox for the Blue Jays. Yeah, so I am planning to stick with this time slot. It seems like it works well for a lot of you. The videos are available, the streams after like the whole thing is over. So I know that some people do watch them after the fact. Greg Jeffries for the Cardinals. Craig Biggio, Astros. Greg Harris, Rockies. Billy Kruger. Yeah, Bill Kruger for the Tigers. We have a Diamond King, Brian McRae for the Royals. Bob Scanlon, Cubs. Stuck on the back of him, I can't get it right now, is Marcus Armas for the Athletics. JT Snow, Angels. And the back of him is Tino as a Mariner. Tino Martinez. Luis Gonzalez, Astros. Chris Hoyles, Orioles. There's Ryan Sandberg as a Cub, parallel, I should say. And David Need for the Rockies. So we'll do the Stadium Club next, and then we still have two more boxes after that to do. We've got the 2021 Absolute Blaster, and then the 2022 Donruss Optic. So a lot of Donruss today. Greg Swindell, Astros. Bob Wickman, Yankees. Cecil Fielder, Tigers. Charlie Liebrent, Rangers. Bob Welch, Athletics. Pedro Martinez, Dodgers. Carlos Garcia, Pirates. Ricky Gutierrez, Padres. Yankees, Jim Leyritz. Doug Strange, Rangers. Tim Worrell, Padres. Our one per pack parallel is John Kruk for the Phillies. And Russ Springer. And let me bring back that John Kruk just to show off the glorious mullet in the back. I love John Kruk. What a goofball. An absolute goofball. And I mean that in a good way, at least from what I've heard of him. He just, when he's announcing games, he just cracks me up. Alan Mills, Orioles. I don't know anything about the man personally, but as an announcer. I find him hilarious. Jack McDowell, White Sox. Joel Johnston, Pirates. John Smoltz, Braves. Terry Mulholland, Phillies. Steve Avery, Braves. Ricky Bones, Brewers. Sean Bosky, Cubs. We have a Rob Deere for the Red Sox. We've got Cal Ripken Jr. checklist. I know that one. For the Orioles. Dave Burba, Giants. Charlie Hayes for the Rockies is our parallel. And Domingo Jean for the Yankees. Let me move these out of the way. We have a huge stack of base cards, by the way. I am at risk of knocking them over just to show you what we've opened already. Some of those I have to split apart, but many, many, many base cards there. All right. My computer was on the fritz for a second there, but we're back. Okay, next pack. Some of these packs don't want to open from one side for some reason, so we'll just flip them around. Roberto Alomar starts us off. Charles Nagy, Indians. Stuck on the back of him. Brian Harper, Twins. Jose Mesa, Indians. I am now being taunted by Ricky Henderson checklist. He really wants me to know that it's him, apparently, because I'm not sure we've pulled 3 of any other card, but we've pulled 3 of that. Todd Jones, Astros. Jay Owens for the Rockies. Is his name just Jay? Jay Hawk Owens. On the front just goes by Jay. His name was Jayhawk, apparently. I don't remember him. Oral Hershiser, Dodgers. John Wetland, Expos. BJ Surhoff, Brewers. Norm Charlton, Mariners. There's a nice Ozzie Smith parallel for the Cardinals. And Benji Gill, rated rookie for Texas. 3 more packs. Then we're done with this one. Sometimes you guys write LOL and there's a delay from me talking to when it actually goes like through to YouTube. So I sometimes miss or forget what you're laughing at. I'm just so funny, you know, that it's just hard to keep up. Oh boy, you can't see me rolling my eyes at myself, but I promise I was. Mike Hartley, Twins. Kent Merker, Braves. Paul Molitor, Blue Jays. Will Clark, Giants. Darren Fletcher, Expos. When you teach college kids, you have to be self-deprecating and not take yourself too seriously. Juan Gonzalez for the Rangers. I don't think we pulled a Juan Gonzalez yet. Thomas, not his base card anyways. Thomas Howard, Reds. Mike Devereaux, Orioles. Donovan Osborne, Cardinals. Tom Foley, Pirates. Chris Hammond, Marlins. Paul Molitor is our parallel for the Blue Jays. And our final card from this pack is Manny Ramirez, rated rookie. Pretty nice. I will say I like this set. I like the design. It's been a fun box to open. The card sticking is a bit of a bummer. Honestly, like I'm not such a stickler for condition, so it doesn't really bug me as long as they're not destroyed. I understand that a lot of people are sticklers for condition, but I am a budget collector, so I can't be, even if I wanted to be. Don Slott, Pirates. Dwight Gooden, Mets. Mike Pagliarulo, Orioles. Dave Stewart, Blue Jays. I will obviously try to keep your cards in good condition, but for me, less of a concern. Kevin Baez, Mets. Edgar Martinez, Mariners. Tim Belcher, White Sox. Bill Spires, Brewers. Larry Anderson, Phillies. Jeff Blauser, Braves. Yeah, I don't think I would grade these. Brett Barbary, Marlins. Our parallel is John Burkett for the Giants. And our final card of this pack is Omar Olivares for the Cardinals. I'm not big on grading cards anyways, honestly. I actually kind of hate graded cards because they're in those giant plastic cases, and I like to keep my cards in binders. So for me, I'm probably not going to be grading any of my cards in my own collection. I do own a few Barry Larkin cards that have been graded that I've gotten via trade or purchased, but I have not sent out. I did send out one time and got a Mike Mussina card graded because he grew up and actually lives like an hour from me. And when I was a kid, I used to sell his cards at auctions. So I did do that once, but Moises Alou, Expos. Jody Reed, Dodgers. Mark Portugal, Astros. We have Jeff Kent. I like that card, like that photo. Tony Tarasco, Braves. We have Bobby Munoz, Yankees. Gary Redus, Rangers. Derek Lilliquist, Indians. Scott Hemond, Athletics. David Wells, Tigers. Greg Colbrin, Expos. Our parallel is Mike Piazza for the Dodgers. And our last card is Spuds, Chris Sabo for the Reds. And that was a lot. That is our box of what were 1994 Donruss. That's what that was. So I will often recap, especially when we get hits and serially numbered things and stuff like that. I will try to do a recap usually after the box is done. Let me put these over here, though. No autographs or relics in 1994 Donruss, of course, but just for those that are new, I will try to do that. So we did get a very healthy stack. These are the parallels I tried to pull out as we were going. And our two special commemorative anniversary edition cards that I was not expecting, kind of in the same pose, Bravignac and George Brett, Brewers and Royals. And then, because it's been a while, our serially numbered card was the Fred McGriff, numbered out of 10,000. So there you go. That one going to the Braves. So that's our first box of the evening. We have 4 boxes. We'll do the, I think we'll do the Absolute, and then we'll do the Optic last, because the Optic is supposed to have 2 autographs. So we'll end on that one. Get it out of the, let's get these out of here for the moment, though. All right. So for those that are new, I do try to do everything on video. Andy asked me, Andy Engelhart asked me if I have a quest for all Reds cards, and do I get pumped when I find a random Reds player that I may only have a few cards that exist? So it's actually a really good question, Andy. Up until about 2 years ago, I would have said yes to that. I was trying to collect every single Reds card that there was, and the Reds for many years have sucked. So they don't have a lot of cards in a lot of sets. In fact, I think there are some sets that they might not have any cards in, especially some of the more like selective sets. But yeah, I was definitely someone that was trying to get all of the Reds. And then I started to log my cards on TCDB, and I started with my Barry Larkin collection. And I quickly learned that there were, that's kind of cool how those just popped out, and they had a little cardboard protector there. So that's nice. And I realized, and I'm not even done logging my Larkins. I think I'm into the year 2020. And there's something like, I don't know, I'm missing like 2,000 of them or something. And so I realized if I'm missing that many Barry Larkins, a guy that I've actively collected for my whole life, that I wouldn't be going after all the Reds. So long story short, I no longer chase all the Reds. What I have is started is what I call a Reds Franken set. So it's cards numbered 1 through 792. And I try to just find a red for each of the card numbers from different sets. So that's what I do. And then I have some small player collections for various Reds players, some active like Joey Votto, and then a bunch retired. Ken Griffey Jr., who I collect no matter what the uniform. Chris Sabo, Jose Rio, some guys like that. So that's pretty much what I have now. Yeah. All right. Brian wants me to end with a Randy auto. And Andrew Schaefer says he likes the young Brett retro cards. Funny, it's the 2 rookie stars from the 75 set. Yeah, I don't know if they were all. I didn't know that 75 set existed, so I know nothing about it. All right, so these look like they're loose. So I think we're in good luck with the Stadium Club. So we're starting off with a red. We've got Ron Gant, and then the Dante Bichette for the Rockies, Jeff Conine for the Marlins. These are the Team Stadium Club. Subset, Jim Edmonds, Angels. Of course, as soon as, okay, we're fine. Stan Javier, Athletics. Kenny Lofton, Indians. And I don't want to race too much because part of the joy of Stadium Club is the photo. So we'll make sure I show each one. Ray Langford for the Cardinals. Bernie Williams, Yankees. Jay Buhner, Mariners. Paul O'Neill, Yankees. And Tim Salmon, Angels. We have Reggie Sanders for the Reds. Manny Ramirez, Indians. Mike Piazza, Braves. Mike Stanley, Yankees. Houston gets Tony Eusebio. I don't remember him. Chris Hoyles, Orioles. Ron Karkovice, White Sox. Edgar Martinez for the Mariners. So these are like I can't remember now. I feel like I looked these up actually, whether they were parallels or subsets, because it's a different design. Chili Davis, Angels. Jose Canseco, Red Sox. Eddie Murray, Indians. Brian, who do you have? You have the. Remind me, Brian. This is just a checklist. It doesn't have any team, anything on it. So I'll just use that probably as packing material. Oh, well, here's a surprise. MM6, Mickey Mantle. There we go. Mickey Mantle. Didn't expect that. The Rays. Tampa. Tampa started in... No, not in 96. Florida Marlins. Terry Pendleton. So yeah, that's the Stadium Club design I was thinking we were getting here. Andy Bennis. I do like this design. Andy Bennis, Mariners. Bobby Bonilla, Orioles. Mike Morgan, Cardinals. I should say I'm not flipping every card over here, but I do go by the team logo if it's on the card or if it says the team. Of course, the fronts of this design don't say any teams. So when I actually sort these by team, I will go by the logo on the back. I don't, like, for example, if he was pictured as as an Astro, let's say, but the logo was Cardinals on the back, it would go in the Cardinal stack. It's very standard for group break people, but just to make sure. Doug Jones, Orioles. So I'm just saying the team that's on the front, but when I sort, I will go by the back. Trevor Hoffman, Padres. And it is probably worth noting that there are secondary photos on the backs of all these. So, and I do like the design. Stadium Club for years kind of gave stats in a more visual way, which I always thought was cool. Probably shows the math nerd in me. Ryan Klesko, Braves. Garrett Anderson, Angels. William Van Landingham, Giants. Alan Watson, Cardinals. Todd Worrell, Dodgers. Gary Descarcina, Angels. Javi Lopez, Braves. Dean Palmer. There's a Pudge. I believe that would be a Pudge cameo. But that's Dean Palmer for the Rangers. Wilson Alvarez, White Sox. Scott Erickson, Orioles. There's a nice Nomo for the Dodgers. Steve Paris, Pirates. We have a Joe Vitiello for the Royals. I'm always a sucker for batting cage shots. Yeah, half a pudge. David Bell, Cardinals. There's a nice Chipper Jones. Sometimes the stadium horizontal shots are gorgeous. That definitely counts as a great shot. Bill Swift, Rockies. Jim Bullinger or Bullinger. Very posed, but I like it. And there's your classic home run type swing pose shot. Jeff Cirillo, another. I mean, it's just clean. I like that. I was talking about my Reds Franken set. I've also started a non-Reds Franken set where the only rule is the card cannot be feature a red as the subject of the card. So Stadium Club makes some appearances in that set as well. Maybe I'll show that off sometime. Marty Cordova, nice dugout shot for the Twins. Paul Sorrento, another one of those home run cheesy shots, but I do like it. John Jaha, Brewers. And we go back to vertical. Jason Schmidt for the Braves. Tony Clark, Tigers. Phil Nevin, Tigers. Brian Ricard, Rockies. I don't remember that guy. Jaime Navarro, Cubs. JT Snow, Angels. There's a Ken Griffey Jr. Griffey I don't know. Does Griffey have a bad base card? That's another nice one. Wade Boggs, Yankees. Roger Clemens, Red Sox. Jeff Kent, Mets. David Segui, Expos. Sid Fernandez, Phillies. Andy Van Slyke, Phillies. Mark Newfield, Padres. Matt Karchner, White Sox. Johnny Damon, Royals. Donnie Wall, Astros. Luis Soho, Mariners. I had to look that one up. That's a cool card of Brad Ausmus for the Padres. Ricky Bones, Brewers. David Cone, Yankees. Midre Cummings, Pirates. Tom Goodwin, Royals. Sterling Hitchcock, Yankees. Dan Wilson, Mariners. Sean Bergman, Tigers. Jack McDowell, Yankees. Walt Weiss, Rockies, I think. Yep, Rockies. Wally Joyner, Royals. We're not done yet. These are quicker because there's no packs to have to rip all the time. Kurt Manwaring was just one big block of cards. Giants. Denny Martinez, Indians. Don Mattingly, Yankees. Chad Ogia, Indians. Benito Santiago, Reds. Scott Stahoviak, Twins. Dave Stevens, Twins. Brian McRae, looking very pensive. Those are the kind of cards that, I don't know, Stadium Club is kind of known for. Oh, there's another guy that has a lot of good cards. Kirby Puckett. That's a cool shot. Andres Galarraga making a nice stretch at first. Again, the horizontals. Carlos Garcia, the Pirates. There's a pretty sweet shot of Skydome. Pat Henkin. I went to Toronto last year for a baseball game. I've been there a few times. They're one of the closer, maybe the closest Major League Stadium. I don't know if it's them or Pittsburgh for me. But it was the first time that I was there where they actually opened the roof up. So that was kind of cool. Al Martin, Pirates. Darren Dalton, Phillies. David Justice, Braves. Brett Boone, Reds. Troy O'Leary, Red Sox. Mark Gabutska, probably butchered that. Sorry, Mark, for the Royals. Mike McFarlane, Red Sox. Mike Greenwell, Red Sox. Gabe White for the Expos. Jose Mesa, Indians. Pat Rapp for the Marlins. Deion Sanders as a Giant. I don't remember him even being a Giant. Bip Roberts, Padres. Another Giant, Matt Williams. I do remember him. Brad Radke, Twins. David Wells for the Reds. Hal Morris for the Reds. There's a Derek Jeter. relatively early in Jeter's career. Randy Johnson, got to meet him a couple years ago. He's a strange dude, actually. Pat Mears, Twins. Delino DeShields, Dodgers. And our last card for this box is Otis Nixon for the Rangers. So we did pull a Mickey Mantle out of that, which didn't expect, along with a bunch of really nice base cards. And that is your Topps Stadium Club cereal box. Brian says people collect the wrappers of packs at Griffey's. Yeah, I'm not a wrapper collector, although I say that, but I find myself saving one wrapper for a lot of the sets that I collect. I'm a big set collector guy. So I guess I can't say that I don't seek out the wrappers, but like if I open a box and think of it, I will save one. I don't know why. Of course, I'm a card collector. I don't know why I do a lot of the things I do. All right, box number 3 of 4 tonight. This is a blaster. I added in a bunch of blasters for the break to give some variety. Also because we sold more teams than I was expecting. We sold all the teams, in fact. So some blasters it was to help fill it out even more. 20 boxes. I've never had a group break of 20 boxes. So that's your empty blaster. Just to show everybody. And I know nothing about this set. Absolute Baseball. I know that it was like relatively, it was available in retail, obviously, but it was like high-end retail because you only get 5 packs. So, and it says on the box to find 5 green parallel, unwrap 5 base green parallels and find 5 green insert parallels. Unclear if those are the same 5 cards or not. That's worded strangely. And then there's lots of legalese there. So oftentimes if we open up an interesting box, I will post on my blog sometimes like a box review or something, and I'll try to like go through and actually do the research to figure out what some of the cards are. I'm not saying I'll do that with every box. In fact, I will not do that with every box. But it is something that I do sometimes. So I'll try to remember to post links on the Discord if I actually do that. So you guys can check that out if you want to. So yeah. So I know nothing about this set other than I grabbed a blaster and the blasters were more expensive than it should have been. I felt, but then all blasters are more expensive now. So this is Absolute Baseball from 2021. So all teams should be in here, or at least have a potential to be in here. So we start off with Max Scherzer for Washington. For the Guardians, Jose Ramirez. Christian Yelich, Brewers. Jeff McNeil, Mets. There's our first green. Lucas Giolito for Chicago. Oh, look at that. We have a Icons, Ken Griffey Jr. I believe this is a green parallel. Ken Griffey Jr. So that's pretty sweet. Going to Seattle. We have a Chris Bryant Icons. This is just a regular version because it's got the silver stamp at the top. And Nick Madrigal for the White Sox. So maybe we get one insert and one base. That is what they were saying, I guess, with the green parallels. I'm going to keep one of these pack wrappers for now in case we pull anything that I need to look that up later. Anything crazy, which you never know. We have pulled some pretty cool cards over the years. Brandon Lau, Rays. Vlad Guerrero, Blue Jays. Gale Hodges, Dodgers. So we've got some retro players in here. Jacob deGrom, Mets. Our green parallel is J.P. Crawford for Seattle. We have a Joey Bart rookie class green parallel. Joey Bart was all over the 2021 sets. Pulled a whole bunch of his cards. We have a power, just power apparently. Jim Thome for Cleveland. And Extreme Team, Ricky Henderson for the Athletics. Bryce Harper, Phillies. George Springer, Blue Jays. Javi Baez, Cubs. Blake Snell, Padres. We have a Fernando Tatis Jr. green parallel. And for the Brooklyn Dodgers, which will go to the LA Dodgers, Gil Hodges, green parallel. Power insert. Trevor Bauer, statistically speaking, we can all boo him though. And Mackenzie Gore, prospects for the Padres. Now this pack, I don't know if you could tell on the camera or not, but it feels noticeably thicker. So we'll keep that one for last just in case. I don't even know if there are what kind of hits there are in this, and especially in retail, but who knows? Sandy Koufax, another Dodger great. Paul Goldschmidt, Cardinals. Matt Olson, Oakland. We got Shoeless Joe. Panini loves to put Shoeless Joe in because Topps can't. Going to the White Sox. Our green parallel is DJ LeMahieu for the Yanks. And our green insert is Ken Boyer, statistically speaking, for St. Louis. We've got a Babe Ruth power for the Yanks and a George Springer unsung hero for Toronto. And I'm glad I pulled one of your faves there, Brian. We have, I think, we have a very thick card. So we'll put that at the bottom. Try to flip it over. There we go. So I think we did pull something. Mike Yastrzemski is our green base for the Giants, and our green insert is Matt Chapman for Oakland, unsung hero. Then we have a Kirby Puckett icon for the Twins, a Dylan Carlson rookie class for the Cardinals, Brian Anderson for Miami, Jimmy Fox for Philly, and then we have a Randy Arozarena for Tampa. So there's another Tampa card. And then rookie threads, Keibert Ruiz for the Dodgers. Keibert Ruiz. So very thick. Somehow still kind of a ding corner, though. I don't know if you could quite see that. It is like, it's like raised up. There, maybe that angle shows it the best. So maybe not quite pristine, but there you go. Unexpected. And the Dodgers are on the board for relics. I will try to sleeve the, inserts and whatnot. I typically do try to sleeve most of the hits and stuff after the fact. So when I sort everything, I do try to take care of that for those that were perhaps curious. Let me see. Rookie threads. Oh, Panini is worthless with their pack wrappers. They don't give you any odds, so I don't know how often there are. All right. So, yeah, the Dodgers are on the board with the first relic of the break. We should get quite a few hits when all is said and done, though. So I kind of started with, I don't want to say boring, but the Donruss box I knew was just going to be a lot of base cards. We actually got a couple of inserts I didn't know existed in the set. So it ended up being better than I was a little bit fearful of. But like I said, I do try to get some boxes that just will give us a boatload of cards. The 91 Upper Deck is going to be another one that, mostly is for a lot of cards. Although they might also have the hologram stickers in that set, which I always think are cool. So I'm not sure if that's in there or not. But anyways. All right, so I'm going to pull all the Optic cards out. This is the final box for tonight. Let me pull these all out. We have what looks to be just a giant piece of cardboard. Those of you that maybe collect Allen and Ginter a few years ago might remember that they did a secret thing where they hid cards like inside the way they made the hobby box. They kind of had two things glued together, and then there was a opening, and inside of that opening, they secretly seeded a full 1-of-1 parallel set. And it wasn't discovered for like quite a while. So like a bunch of people threw their boxes out, not even knowing that existed. And then I want to say it was like Brett and Becca, which is like I don't know if they still are selling, but at the time, I'm pretty sure that's who discovered it. in their boxes. So they were like a big card seller. And then it was like this whole thing. So that was anyways, the point of that story was that now I try to check all the boxes just to be safe. Yes, Ben, I did see the Babe Ruth fiasco. I don't know if it was purpose. Like, is it just for marketing, or do card companies really just not care? I kind of hope it was for marketing purposes, but I don't know. All right, so we are going to open our last box. This is 2022 Donruss Optic. These are shiny. To go back to an earlier discussion, I will try to hold by the edges as best I can. And we start off with a Corbin Burns for the Brewers. Kyle Tucker Splash. It's kind of a cool looking card. They're very shiny. I do actually like Optic. It's a set that's grown on me. They have an insane number of parallels, but honestly, like if you're a player collector, it's kind of fun to track them out. Of course, I also like Topps Tech, which was all about parallels. So, to each their own. But we have a blue Paul Goldschmidt for St. Louis, and Louis Gill for New York is our rookies card. Only 4 cards per pack here, so these will be quick packs to go through. There should be 2 autographs, though. The box says to find 2. Nick Allen for Oakland. Diamond King Juan Soto for Washington. Another Diamond King, Corey Seager for Texas. And Nick Prado for the Royals. My Reds didn't do very well in the last box. In fact, I don't think we pulled a single red in the absolute box. So unfortunately, that is true for some teams. Chris Bryant, Rockies. Trevor Rogers, Miami. And some of these are actually prism parallel. Yeah, that's a prism parallel, which is like their version of a refractor. You can kind of see that in the light. We have a Corbin Burns for the Brewers. This one is numbered out of, you can't see that. Maybe you can make that out. It's up above his name there. 122 out of 199 for the Brewers. Again, I'll go through all those and sleeve all the serially numbered cards. And then another splash, Kyle Tucker. Splash cards are silly, but I like them. So George Brett auto was on the Babe, and then the Babe was on the Ty Cobb. Yeah. Someone's going to pull like an auto of, I don't know, just some like bench warmer, and it's going to have some, retired great on it. Like somewhere there's going to be a real screw up. Pete Alonso, Mets. Eli Morgan, Indians, or Guardians, I guess now. This is I can't pretend to know, a pink something. Freddie Freeman for LA. This is numbered 133 out of 249. 133 out of 249. You can maybe make that out if I hold it just right. So that's going to LA. That's pretty nice and very shiny. That's actually a pretty cool parallel. And we have a mythical for the Brewers, Christian Yelich. Looks like something that would belong in Gypsy Queen to me. Laser, Brian says. All right, I'll buy that. Kind of looks like a laser parallel. Sure. Paul Goldschmidt, St. Louis. We have a mythical Christian Yelich. Did we not just pull the same card? Is this a prism? Yes, this is a refractor version of the non-refractor. So technically different, although you'd be forgiven for thinking they're almost the same, but you can see the light on the one in this hand has that rainbow shimmer to it, whereas this one does not. So they are not the same card, but they're very close. We have a red parallel of Kyle Hendricks. This is numbered 26 out of 60. Out of 60 on that one. There at the top. Going to Chicago. And our last card is a pretty sweet looking lights out. Louis Gill. Is it Louis Gill or Louis Gill? I don't know. I should probably know, but I don't know. All right, let's get those out of the way and let's go to our next stack. Brian says pink laser to be precise, which implies to me that there might be other laser colors. All right, Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. Corey Seager, Texas. we have a card that was a little bit stuck, believe it or not. Tyler Gilbert for Arizona. And this is numbered 17 out of 125 down at the bottom. 17 out of 125. Yeah, someday I'll show off my Larkin binder page for Optic. Jordan Walker rounds off the pack for the Cardinals there. There's like pink and purple. There's a whole bunch. I don't have most of the rare ones, but I have a bunch of the more common ones, and even that's still a lot. So it's fun. Brandon Crawford, Giants. Diamond King, Tampa Bay. Brandon Lau, another. And again, I asked this, but this is a Prism, by the way, parallel. I asked this before. Is it Lau or Low? I know I asked, and everyone told me the right thing, and then I remembered for a while, and then I've forgotten again. We have a Riley Adams for the Nationals. This one is also numbered 61 out of 199. Getting a lot of serially numbered cards. And a pretty sweet bomb squad. Fernando Tatis Jr. Simple, like comic book style design. I like that card. That's cool. Yeah, in modern cards for me, I'm pretty much just collect Barry Larkin. So I'm with you that the parallels do make it interesting. I think we have our first autograph here. So let's see if I can't save that till the end. All right, we have a pink Diamond King Mookie Betts, numbered 203 out of 249 for the Dodgers. Bo Bichette, Mythical, Toronto. We have a Jose Ramirez for the Indians. And then we have our first auto is a rated rookie, Seth Beer for the Diamondbacks. Larry, going to you. Diamondbacks, rated rookie. It's low for Nate and Josh. Okay. That does help. Next pack. Hey, a red finally. Jonathan India. Louis Gill. Did we correct me on whether it was Louis or Lewis? Brandon is Lau. So Nate Lowe, Josh Lowe, Brandon Lau. Okay. I won't remember, but I'll try to remember. Louis Gill lights out there. We have a Corbin Burns Stars. This one is number 10 out of 76. Got a bunch of low numbered cards. An awful lot of serially numbered. And Jaron Duran splash card. All right. Next up, Bryson Stott, Phillies. Roansy Contreras for Pittsburgh. We have now this is a fancy looking parallel. I don't know whether it's going to be serially numbered low or high, but like a black, but it's got like a cool, like nighttime star sparkle to it. Okay, it's not actually super low number, 25 out of 149. I really like that one. It's like subtle, but you catch it in the light just right. It's pretty cool. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. So Dodgers making out here. And Gabriel Marino for the Blue Jays. Let's get some of those out of our way. I will go back through those and sleeve all of the serially numbered cards when I sort these. There's a decent chance I may do a box review for this box because it's got lots of interesting stuff in it. There's a Lou Bob sighting for the White Sox, and we have, I think, our second auto. They seem to be upside down for the Reds. Dari Morita Elite Series auto. So the Reds on the board. Actually, I feel guilty when I get a Reds hit, unless it's Barry Larkin. I will never feel guilty about that. But I get a different Reds hit, but we'll get a mix. Next up for the Yankees, Garrett Cole, numbered 71 out of 125. Yeah, the replay should be available once we end here, just so you know. So, yeah, I appreciate coming and smashing like. I appreciate that. The likes are I guess, helpful. Subscribing is great. I don't get noticed, I don't think, until I get like I don't know. I think now YouTube, you need like 1,000 subscribers or something. So what am I at? 169 it says. So I'm a ways off there. But yeah, if you want to subscribe, that's awesome. That it's always appreciated. Every bit helps. Garrett Cole for the Yankees. That was numbered out 125. I just said that. And Max Muncy for the Dodgers. Mythical. Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate the subscription and the and smashing the like. I just think that's hilarious to say. I hate when I watch YouTube videos and they say that. Eloy Jimenez, White Sox. I get why they say it, but it's just annoying. Nick Prado, Royals. That's just a regular prism, not numbered. We've got a Diamond King, Texas, Corey Seager, and this one is one of those black ones that I like, 26 out of 149. It's not quite as obvious on the Diamond King design, but you can still make it out. And a Bomb Squad, Nick Castellanos. Unfortunately for me, as a Philly here, I miss Castellanos for the Reds. But the Reds don't try to win anymore, so I don't know. Don't get me started. Vlad Guerrero Jr., Blue Jays. Speaking of Reds, Friedel, TJ Friedel. Yeah. Brandon Crawford for the Giants. This one is also numbered 1 out of 199. 181 out of 199 to be precise for the Giants. And for Texas, Luis Angel Acuna. Rated prospect. Yeah, he was such a fiery competitor, but like in a good way. His teammates seemed to like him. I don't know. He was a good player. Tyler O'Neill, Cardinals. Another Prism, Jackson Kowar for the Royals. Rated rookie. That's the rated rookie logo that I'm glad that they brought back. That's the one that I always liked. That's from like the late 80s Donruss stuff. Ooh, another black Phillies Bryson Stott rated rookie, numbered. Now, see this one, I don't understand the numbering. This one is numbered out of only 25 for the Phillies. 11 out of 25. Andy, going to you. Andy Engelhart. A lot of Andys in the break. And Brandon Woodruff closes us out there for the Brewers with the lights out. I'm glad you got in the break as well. Straight black prism, Ben Morris tells me, is what that is. There's another Randy Arozarena, who I think I finally say correctly for the Rays. Oakland. I don't know what parallel that is, but it's little red hills. I don't know what they're supposed to be. Donuts, maybe? Domingo Acevedo. And it is not actually serially numbered. I was expecting that one to be numbered, and it's not. Black Prism, Black Star, and Black Finite. So what's this one? Little Red Hills. Photon. Photon? Okay. All right. We've got a pink Josiah Gray rated rookie. This one is numbered 71 out of 249. That's the pink laser thing. And Nolan Arenado, mythical for St. Louis. Now, I know some people don't like Panini stuff, and I get that, especially because of the lack of logos. But, like, to me, this is a really fun box to open. Like, you got so many different parallels, serial numbered stuff. Like, you don't know what you're going to get in each pack. I think it's fun. Trey Mancini, Baltimore. There's another Lou Bob. This is a Prism Diamond King. We've got another pink Camilo Doval for the Giants. This one, 244 out of 249. And Matt Manning for Detroit. You think it's pronounced ugly? Oh, that's harsh. Unless you just meant the gumdrop, the one that we're calling the gumdrop design is ugly. That's kind of fair, but it's kind of fun when you have all of them on a page. Like they did the emojis. I don't know whether, I forget what year they had like the emojis as their parallels. And like at first I was like, that is the dumbest thing I ever saw. But when you have a page of them, it's actually kind of cool. If you're into that type of thing as a player collector. Jordan Alvarez, Houston. Alejo Lopez for the Reds. We've got a nice Aaron Judge, numbered out of 99, 53 out of 99, Aaron Judge. A pretty good one to pull in 2022. And Trey Turner for the Dodgers again. Again, it's smart to pick the Dodgers in my group breaks. I seem to pull more Dodgers than just about any other team. So just, if you're new here, Evan has the Dodgers, and Evan is new, and I think Evan is finding out I pull a lot of Dodgers. All right, Whit Merrifield, Royals. Louis Gill, and we've got, it's just a regular prism, not numbered. This one's probably numbered. Hunter Green for the Reds, rated rookie. There we go, 65 out of 199. I haven't totally given up on him yet. Robbie Ray for Seattle, lights out. 2 more packs, and that ends it for tonight. This was a long one. All right. For the Angels, Jared Walsh. Angels Zerpa for Kansas City. We've got Brandon Lau. Brandon Lau, I already forgot. Lau for Brandon. Pink parallel, numbered 212 out of 249. There we go. And Michael Harris for Atlanta. And finally, last pack for tonight, Mackenzie Gore for the Padres. We have a Ronald Acuna Jr. This is just a regular prism. And then for Washington, we have a Riley Adams, and the stars parallels just look right for the Nationals. I will grant you that. And this is numbered out of 76. Two out of 76. Riley Adams for Washington. And finally, very last card for tonight, Vlad Guerrero Jr. Splash. I don't know. I think those are kind of fun. They're goofy. For the Blue Jays. Whew, we did it. We did it. I want to thank all of you for hanging out. This was really fun. It was great to have a nice crowd. I hope we can continue this. If you have any questions or anything in the meantime, let me know. And if you have ideas for future group breaks that you'd like to see, whether it be older stuff that maybe we can do in another Breakers Club in a few months, or newer things, like I said, I do plan to do 2023 tops. But if you have other products that are coming out relatively soon you'd like to see, let me know. You can email me, you can message me, you can find me on Facebook, or perhaps easiest of all, you can find me on the Discord. So yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord, please do so. I think most of you have, but we've got some really fun chats going there. I am trying to do monthly contests on there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for tonight. This was fun. We'll do 4 more boxes next week. It takes me a week to get them sorted, so I can't do too many. Next week, I think we'll do the box of 99 Pacific. That's another one that's chock full of cards. And then we'll do the Allen and Ginter Chrome and the Prism and one of the boxes of Heritage, 2021 Heritage, I think, the retail one. So I think that's what we'll do next week. I reserve the right to switch things around depending on what I feel like, but that's what I have written down right now. So we'll see. Yeah, it was super fun. Hopefully everyone got some cards. I guess I'll know as I sort by team. It's impossible for me to keep track. But hopefully by the end of the break, everyone will be quite happy with what they end up with. And yeah, 20 boxes, guys, 20 boxes. Thanks to all of you for filling it up and spreading the word. I appreciate it. And it's awesome. And yeah, I'm still on cloud 9 tonight. Honestly, like I was blown away by the response, and just tickled pink. I don't really know what else to say. I'm actually at a loss for words, which as someone that gets paid to lecture is a rare thing for me. So thank you. I'll just end with that. Thank you. And hopefully I will see you guys on the Discord over the course of the week. And then back here, plan is 8:30 Tuesday nights. So with that, I bid you adieu. Have a lovely evening, and I will be talking to you again soon.